Hello, this is Smarter Prepping with Uncle Mark, and I'm Uncle Mark. A few days ago, I posted a video about my new Farmer John overalls. Uncle Mark got him some Farmer John overalls. Yeah, how about those? Pretty good. And I realized that what I need to do is, instead of having my camera on the tripod, put it in my hand and go over here to my family photos. Looky here. See? Look at that father and son wearing those Farmer John overalls. The father's name was Enoch Fleetwood Herbert. I never met him. He died when my father was rather young. My father was a little kid when he died, you see. Enoch Fleetwood Herbert wearing the Farmer John overalls. And there's my father as a little boy, Don Wallace Herbert, wearing his little boy Farmer John overalls. And over to the left is Ada Frances Kelly. By the time she died, she was Ada Frances Kelly Herbert Gump Tipton. She was born sometime in the 1890s, died sometime in the 1970s. I got to know her when I was a little kid. I got to know my Grandma Tipton when I was a little kid, okay? And as I've showed you these other family photos, my father was a teenager, mother was a teenager, anyway, And there's a lot of canned vegetables down here. There's mementos in some of these totes. But I want to show you something. There's no odds and ends sitting on the floor, right? No. I didn't make my bed. My bed's a mess, but I can't leave odds and ends here. I'd be a trip over trying to turn that lamp on and off, right? There's more family photos up here. There's my pills. I worked 10 years at Walmart, okay? There's my graduation photo. Okay, so I just wanted to go around my whole apartment, and I mentioned here that these are daily diaries. I was keeping daily diaries for 3 years, and I'm still keeping daily diaries, sort of. Actually, I'm breaking it up, not doing it as strictly every day. Used to do a page per day consistently for 3 years. I've been slacking off on that. So I'm going to go through those and try to throw out most of those, because when I'm deceased, I don't want somebody to have to deal with all those. That's too much. I'm going to see if I can throw out most of those. The books, that's not too much books. That's books worth reading, whatever. There's a couple odds and ends, mementos. These are National Geographics. Those are mementos because some of them are really old. Anyway, they're historic. Anyway, there's some tools, mementos. When I'm deceased, this is well over 100 years old, so is this. That's only 20 years old, but it's a replica of the kerosene lantern from way back. And the other things, whatever. And this is, when I was in the hospital, this is a sign that Tanya made. They make decisions from the heart and use your head to make it work. Anyway, so this is all good stuff. There's my computer set up with a laser printer, look, 17-inch monitor, keyboard. I think there's something wrong with my mouse. I think I need to buy a new mouse. My mini tower computer, I'm old school. Calendar up here. The table's pretty cluttered. Eventually I should, but most of the things on the table are either food or like trash bags, right? Trash bags, food, honey. See, most of it's actually food or tissues, tools. It's not quite as cluttered as it looked. When you take a closer look, it's not terribly cluttered. There's a few items over this way that I need to straighten up or clear off the table, okay? But once again, I can't have things all over the floor, right? And here's my stash of water, right? And I usually have at least 40 gallons. At the moment, I'm a little behind, but still about 40 gallons. There's my literature sorter. When my bills, I get my bills in the mail, and also for my rent, and my utilities, I pay them. I print up copies on the computer, and I set them all in these slots. Keep it all organized, right? Kitchen. One last tomato from I'm going to give up on my tomatoes. I got this free. I get these peanut butter free, applesauce free. 4 cans applesauce free, 3 jars of peanut butter for free, and free pasta sauce. Goodness gracious. And I've been cooking up things lately. See, I cooked up some canned potatoes that have been sitting around for a year. Oh my gosh. And I put in 1 stick of imperial margarine. They call it imperial spread. I shook in some salt, accent, onion powder, garlic powder, and black pepper. It tasted so good. Oh my gosh. I haven't not been using my gas stove lately. I've been using my induction cooktop, the Dia brand induction cooktop. Okay? Haven't used the blender lately for anything. That giant pot. Long story behind that giant pot. Okay, there's my tripod I'm not using at the moment. Okay. See, like I say, in my home, there's no clutter. You couldn't put anything here. You'd trip over it, right? In my closet, I got a couple of items on the floor. In the closet, a couple of items on the top shelf. Everything's hanging nice and neat. When I have excess clothing that I'm really not going to wear, I throw it in the trash can. The trash can is my friend. Those white overalls I was wearing for like about 2 years, they went to the trash can, okay? And over here, this is kind of cluttered. That's my socks and underwear and hankies. This is a little bit cluttered here at the moment, but I'm working on a new phone. I've got a new phone, and I'm working on the details of changing the number over. There's some extra clothespins. This shouldn't be over this way. I need to put them over there. Anyway, but there's kind of odds and ends. This is kind of cluttered, not too bad. Once again, on the floor, there's things under the bed, but not here with the tripping hazard, right? There's a little bit of clutter up this way, but not too bad. And this is a rack. See, I just recently threw out 2 mops and a broom. I threw in the trash can 2 mops and a broom. See, I got the 1 good broom and 1 good mop. See? I just bought that mop new at the nearby store. See? And back behind, see, there's a shovel and a rake and a push broom. And there's my grippy grabber. Plunger and a, see, it's just a very little item here. That's a 2-wheel dolly. And in the closet here is a few odds and ends. Quite a few odds and ends. So there are items. Don't call it junk, it's items. There are items I need to get pulled out and probably throw out. Most of these items I need to throw out in the trash can. The trash can is my friend. A little bit of tools, there's a violin. We'll see how it all goes. Okay? And there's my deep freeze. And I'm going to defrost this on Friday. The bathtub. I did a video about my shower chair. My handheld shower head and my shower chair. That's what I used to take a shower with, right? Silly old man. Gotta grab the shower head, sit down on the shower chair, turn on the faucet, hit my shower, okay? And I did a whole video on my gloves and wet wipes or whatever. There's my washcloths. These are for the kitchen. Those are for everything else. Anyway, once again, not excess items on the floor, because it'd be tripping hazard. This bathroom is too small, right? That's a vintage 1947 sink. All right. Anyway, okay, I'm going to go back over here and get this shut down. All right, and I'm going to say, later, Tater.